What up, though? This is Knockouts in 3 Counts. But before we bring you another episode of Podcast Gold, let me tell you about the homies over at Michigan's Finest. Do you ever find yourself trying to get yourself together and thinking, man, this is going to be a great night, but I'm looking for that little extra something? Well, check out our friends at Michigan Finest. If you are into medical marijuana, recreational marijuana, concentrates, vapes, anything of that sort, Michigan's Finest has got you covered. And as you can see here, it's all easily done by their website. It's all curbside, and you'll be in and out in 2 minutes. And they're family owned and operated, so customer service is their number one goal. And now, since they are rocking with Knockouts in 3 Counts, use the code KO3MF. Yes, that's KO3MF. You get 10% off your entire order, but that does exclude featured items and items that are already on sale. But if you use that code, you're getting 10% off your items, and I promise you, either if you're looking for that big knockout or you're ready to hit the sheets for that 3 count, Michigan's Finest will get you together. Tell them Knockouts in 3 Counts sent you, and I promise you, you're going to be having a great night. Peace.
This is the Ring of Honor, a.k.a. Shane T, boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy.
This is Mr. Anderson.
This is good old JR Jim Ross, and you are listening.
You're listening to Knockouts in 3 Counts.
Cover! We got a world champion!
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen in my life.
Knockouts in 3 Counts is the podcast, baby! It's a real deal, baby!
Knockouts in 3 Counts starts now.
Ooh, what up, though? My screen looks fancy, and it's Tuesday. You know what the fuck that means. This is Knockouts in 3 Counts, and we have got a lot to talk about because, man, were there a lot of fucking fights last weekend. Inside and outside of the cage or ring. We'll talk about that, too. J-Bone, how the fuck you feeling on a Tuesday?
Feeling all right, man. The weather's doing us all in, but, you know, that's pure Michigan for you, bro. You know how it goes. At least we got a lot of combat sports to keep us entertained, so that's a plus.
We did, although I definitely wish we could have seen a little bit more from the undercard of Garcia Davis, but we can talk about that as well. For those of you guys who are checking us out, make sure you drop in the comments. Let us know where you're watching. What up, though? Chris, right on cue. Shout out to all of you guys who are new to checking us out after seeing some of the clips of the Clarissa Shields versus Hannah Gabriel's fight. J-Bone, are you what are your thoughts on that fight, dude?
Oh, dude, that's gonna be sweet. Not to mention, dude, like you were saying, boxing hasn't been in the Motor City in a while, man. So
it has. It's not a title fight.
Not a title fight, right? We got Clarissa Shields, the GWOAT. That's gonna be a banger. That is gonna be a banger. I'm excited for that.
You know, it's gonna be crazy. Like I said, this is Hannah Gabriel's first one to drop Clarissa. We'll have to see what happens come June 3rd here in the Motor City at Little Caesars Arena. Hey, yo, what up, though, Cody? We've got a lot to talk about. J-Bone, you know, Cory has deserted us. Cory is headed down to Myrtle Beach, and I bet you he's got a lot better weather than we got right now. So I bet you could have took the weather with him. But
I would imagine so. It's probably nice down there.
I don't know, but everybody said that about L.A., and L.A. wasn't much warmer than it was here. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see what's going down. I'll let you pick first, sir. What topic you want to start with first on this fine Tuesday?
Well, I mean, we might as well start with what's on everybody's minds right now, this new World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, that's the talk of the
that one.
Is it that one? It is that one, but there's kind of something.
Wait a minute. I got to go find the WWE logo and smack that bitch up in the middle.
Big sticker, just put it right in the center of it, pretty much.
I would never desecrate a big gold belt like that.
You know, I don't want to jump ahead here, but we'll get to it. We'll get to what I wish they would have done, if anything. But what's your thoughts, man, on this new belt? What do you think?
I'm not mad at it, dude. I'm really not mad at it. Like, I don't mind how it looks. As far as how it looks, I'm not mad at it at all. I liked a lot of what Triple H said about it. I also am interested to see who's going to win that title. I have a few picks on who I would like to see win that belt, but I gotta tell you, dude, it did kind of sound like they were kind of shitting on Roman Reigns, though.
Yeah. Dude, it's just, for me, it's just like I like the idea of the belt. Like, it looks cool. New belts are always great, but like, would we have been happier with just bringing back the original big gold belt? Like, I feel like
Man,
bringing
they
a
ain't
new
gonna do
belt.
that without a WWE logo in
No, I'm saying
2023. Come on, man. Branding.
You could have put the little WWE logo right at the top, made it pop a little bit. Like, this logo is just covering this whole thing. I get it, we're paying homage to old belts, but there's no prestige to this belt. There's just nothing. And honestly, you're taking
Well, it's a new belt, so
right. It just doesn't, for right now, it just doesn't matter to me. The Universal title isn't that old. You know what I mean? So
sure. But now we know, though, off of what Triple H said, that now Roman Reigns is staying over there on SmackDown with the Universal title. And then on Raw, whoever it is that's going to win that championship is going to stay here. So they're already trying to, set up the brand specific stuff again. So we'll see what happens. Who do you want to see win this belt? Who do you think should win this belt?
First means a lot. First matters. If we're gonna do a first, if I have a pick, if it's my choice, I'm picking the guy that really deserves it, and that's going to be Seth Rollins.
I like it. I'm glad you didn't say who I thought you were going to say.
What'd you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say Cody, and really look, if Cody doesn't beat Roman Reigns for the title at this point, I feel like it's going to do him a huge disservice. Like, to have him get beat down like that and to have them screw him over like that after all this time, it's got to be Roman Reigns for Cody to beat. Now, as far as new world heavyweight title, well, damn it, I guess great minds think alike, because especially after the promo yesterday, I think Seth would be perfect for that, especially since it's been how long since he's been world champion, dude? Like, he hasn't been champion in a long time. Like or hate the new character, bro, he has been on fire as far as what he's been saying on mic. That promo yesterday was fire. He's been putting out banger matches, like that's nothing new. So I can agree completely with you. I think Seth Rollins would be.
He made a hell of a point. Out of all the matches that Roman's had, he didn't beat Seth Rollins. That was the last time he lost, and he didn't. Was that Royal Rumble? He won by DQ. So Seth made a great point.
I mean, and that's the thing again. That goes back to what I was saying, bro. Like, I mean, Seth is really hitting on all cylinders right now. So I would have no problem with him. I think he's the clear cut choice. But I mean, there's other options. I mean, there's past guests to the show, Austin Theory. You got, you got Bobby Lashley. You've got, I mean, there's a lot of guys who, you could throw their name up there, but I think Seth has been on another level for a while. I think he's at a perfect time with him being the baby face that he is, and with the crowd singing along the way they are. Should things go the way I would bet that they're going to go at Backlash, which we'll talk about next week. So I would imagine that would put Seth in the front runner.
The belt doesn't have a home yet as far as the show, right? We're waiting to see where Roman gets drafted.
That's really going to be determined by the draft.
Okay. So wherever Roman gets drafted to,
the Universal title goes with it.
Okay. So are we doing away with the quote-unquote WWE Championship? It's going to be
one's going to be the Universal and the other one's going to be the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, I'd imagine.
All right. Well, I guess that's one way to separate the titles without Roman losing.
Well, and I mean, it's not even about him losing, but I mean, with them already saying that's where he's going to stay, I mean, we'll see how long that lasts for. But, at least that way it gives some exclusivity to the brands. Because my only thing is, if you're going to do the brand splits, then they need to stay a brand split. Otherwise, there's no point to changing anything. So if that's what we're going to do and we're going to go the brand split, then I think we have to stay the brand split. You know what I mean? Like, so if that's what we're doing, good. Draft a champion to each show and then have them stay there. I think that's got to be the way that goes as far as the new World Heavyweight Championship or the Big Gold Belt 2023. All right. Next order of business. Before I get to that, shout out to our sponsors, G3 Payroll and Tax. If you haven't done your taxes, hit up G3 Payroll and Tax. Tell them Knockouts and 3 Counts sent you. Get your taxes together and make sure Uncle Sam don't be coming for your ass, Mr. Postman. Like I said, dude, we've got a lot to talk about. Next order of business, I would say, moving over to the fight side of things, what'd you think of the Bellator cards, bro?
You know, I dug it. I got to sit down and watch. I watched the whole prelim card. Welcome back. I got to watch the whole prelim card, dude. There's some good stuff on there. Liz Carmouche, though, man, she got off to a slow start, but holy crap, did she finish well? I was very impressed. But I'll tell you what, her opponent, Bennett, not a bad outing. Not a bad outing at all. Very impressed with her.
Just give me a second. I'm having technical difficulties.
Uh-oh.
Obviously, things didn't go the way we thought for our guy Kenny Cross. But what were your overall thoughts on the card as a whole? I mean, I thought Kenny had a great round one. I
did too. Man, he really came out hot. He shows he belongs, though. That's one thing. He's basking in the moment over there, and he definitely showed that he belonged there. He'll get him next time, but all in all, good showing. Great card, man. Very entertaining. I think I like the following night better out of the two, but night one was definitely some good stuff, some good finishes. I can't think of the guy's name right now, but he had him in this that triangle choke, like he had him with his legs, choked him out with his legs. I can't think of the guy's name right now, but very impressive. I tweeted it out. I just can't think of the guy's name right now, but hell of a finish, hell of a submission. There you are.
All right, I'm back. Oh, you see my beautiful face. Yeah, dude. Bellator had 2 events out there in Hawaii. Shout out to everybody in Hawaii. Like I said, our guy Kenny Cross, made his debut for Bellator. Didn't go quite the way I would have hoped, and we would have hoped it would have happened. I mean, he had a good round one. He had his back. He ended up on top, and then he ended up losing via rear naked choke. But yeah, dude, good fights. Liz Carmouche, though, against Bennett. I had to say, I was really impressed with Deanna Bennett because even though she missed weight, man, she was really beating Liz Carmouche for most of that fight until, Carmouche came back and got the submission, which all props to her. At the end of the day, it's a finish for her. But, man, I got to say, Bennett definitely impressed me. I agree with you. Night 2 was definitely better. But Patchy fucking Nix. Let's talk about Patchy fucking Mix. Well, bam! Channeling his inner Anderson Silva or Edson Barbosa. Holy God, that knee. Beautiful. That was something beautiful.
On the money, too. You couldn't have timed that better.
Kiss, bro.
Couldn't have timed that better. That was amazing. Yeah, and you're right.
And it wasn't even a flying knee. Oh my God. And turned out Rafion Stott's lights out. Good Lord Almighty. What a knee. Now, let me ask you this. Now that he won that, he wins the $1 million contract. He beat Rafion Stotts and is basically next in line to fight the winner of Sergio Pettis and Pitbull, pretty much. I mean, where do you think he stacks up, bro, as far as overall?
I mean, either fight for him, I think, would be good. But Sergio, man, that guy, he's just a different level of striker for me. I love watching him strike, but honestly, I think he could get him. I really do. I think that would be the better fight. I don't think you want to take on Pitbull, man. Pitbull is that's just a bad matchup for him, I think. But I hope to see Pettis and Patchy Mix. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I was just double checking. So, yeah, dude, Pettis is going to be fighting with Pitbull coming up next, dude. Big knockout for Patchy Nix. That makes him, is that 18 and I don't know if he's 18-1 or 19-1. And to beat a guy like Rafion Stotts like that, dude, is just nasty.
Yeah.
The atmosphere in Hawaii was crazy too, man. Just like those fans were going nuts.
Oh yeah,
Vibes were crazy in there. Shout out to Bellator, really putting it down. Like I said, we'll see what's next for our guy Kenny Cross. All right, on to the next order of business, bro. Like you also had Pavlovich versus Curtis Blades from the UFC on Saturday. Good lordy, bro. He got rocked by Pavlovich. See, and I feel like what we saw in that fight, and shout out to Curtis Blades, bro. I am not mad at you at all for your game evolving and, you wanting to strike more and things like that. But I feel like what we saw happen in that fight, bro, is he got so comfortable with his striking that he got away from what, brought him to the dance, and that was that wrestling. And Pavlovich clearly had the power, and once he came in the better boxing and just came through and just just laid it down on Curtis Blades. What were your thoughts on that fight, dude?
Dude, that guy hits like you're swinging a sledgehammer. You might as well just take a Triple H sledgehammer and just swing it at the guy. That's what it looks like when Pavlovich is throwing punches. And you know what's good about him? His punches are straight. That's a lot of power coming in. There's no wide punches there. Everything's timed. It's perfect, man. But like you said, Blades, I expected him to wrestle, but I mean, game plans fall through. He definitely got comfortable on the feet, and he paid for it, man. You can't stand and bang with Pavlovich. It's just not a good look. That dude, like I said, he hits like a freaking sledgehammer. So I don't know where that puts him now. What was he, number 3 at that point?
He's got to be next for a title shot now. Because,
Yeah,
Blades, I think, was number 2, if I'm not mistaken.
He's got to be right up in the mix, dude.
And Gon is still up there, but, he's lost twice to the champion. So,
yeah. It's a scary fight. It's a scary fight. I know there was some rumblings of people saying they'd like to see him take on John Jones. I don't think that he's there yet.
John Jones and Stipe got to fight first. So.
Yeah, that's got to happen. And I wouldn't be mad at him getting the winner of it, to be honest. I mean, if anything, it's.
I don't think there's really any other option.
I mean, maybe Gon, but depending on the timing of where that's at.
Gon's got to go down a little bit, bro, because he's lost to the champion twice.
Right. I would definitely like to see Pavlovich get in there and mix it up with the champ, dude. That's a hard hitting dude, man. And like I said, it's not.
Jones would be on him trying to take him down quick and in a hurry, Playboy.
The scary thing, like I said, it's not sloppy boxing from Pavlovich. It's definitely precision, timing. Everything is good with him. And he's a big man. Like I said, it's like a freaking Mack truck, dude. You getting hit with a Mack truck. The he's got a lot of power. He's scary. Look out for him.
Yeah, no thanks.
Right.
I'm all right. I'll save my jaw. But with that being said, and speaking of saving jaws, dude, before we get to Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, did you get to see any of the BKFC stuff this weekend?
I didn't get to catch BKFC. I was looking for that in the midst of everything I was doing, but with so many damn combat sports everywhere you look, and then the whole Nate Diaz scuffle and all this stuff, I'm just like, where do I look? BKFC was the only one I missed out on.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Nate Diaz, we'll definitely talk about that in a minute, but you also had BKFC, which the main event was the BKFC debut of former Bellator champion Daniel Strauss taking on Dat Win. And Dat won the fight, but I got to say, I mean, Daniel Strauss definitely showed out for himself. Definitely didn't show himself any disservice by what we saw there. But Dat, the much more experienced as far as bare knuckle goes and the better boxer, I would say. And so I think that's what we saw there. I'm definitely looking forward to what we're going to see this weekend with past guests of the show, Christina Faria, stepping back in the ring with Beck Rawlings. And you also got Chad Mendez versus Eddie Alvarez. And you also got Luke Rockhold versus Mike Perry.
That's some good shit right there.
That's some good shit, pal. I definitely am looking forward to seeing them dudes and ladies scrap in the squared circle. So definitely looking forward to that. Shout out from BKFC. But the fight of last weekend was Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. What'd you think, bro?
It lived up to the hype. I mean, for my boxing, I love excitement, right? Big fight feel. It lived up to it, man. Davis you called it. Garcia had to withstand his power, and he couldn't. He just couldn't, man.
Everybody said late rounds. Just something told me he was going to come out and get after him, and he dropped him in what, the third round?
Third round.
Second round?
Second round, and then he finished it in the seventh. Yeah. That liver shot, dude, crumbled him.
Bro,
can
I just tell you for a second, a liver shot is the worst shot I've ever taken in my life. It happened. I took it when I was 13 years old in a boxing match, dude. He hit me, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm good. And I went to go walk forward, and then it was like my whole body just shut off, bro.
Yeah.
It was like this switch just flipped in my body. I'm like, oh my God, I can't breathe. So for all of you who want to say something about Ryan Garcia, he got up at 11. Yeah, that's because his body snapped back. That's kind of how it feels. It's like your body like shuts off, and then just like once it kind of wears off, it turns back on. But
right. I mean,
you take the first shot to the ribs, and you're just like, oh, yeah.
What are we gonna do? Stand up and try to fight? You can't move. You can't breathe. You can't fight.
No, dude. It, like I said, it almost kind of paralyzes your body in a way, because the way you just can't breathe. So, like I said, anybody that's hating on Ryan Garcia for that, I don't know. I gotta say, Tank really did, come out at him quick. He landed punches early, dropping him in the second, finishing him in the seventh. I definitely think he showed out and showed up. I know we got Haney versus Loma next. That's going to be a hell of a fight. I want to see the winner of them fight Tank. I feel like that's the fight to make.
I think that's the only move you really can make right now. If I had to pick, I'm hoping it's Devin Haney, because it would be a badass fight, but remains to be seen, man.
Loma wouldn't be a bad one either, bro.
Yeah, you're right. It's very impressive, though. Like you said, I mean, and like you said, you were pretty close calling that one. You said the power versus speed in the late rounds is going to matter, and it did. So, good call, my friend.
I don't know. It's like I've maybe watched a lot of fights.
Might have been here for a minute.
But I might have been around boxing for a hot minute. But yeah, dude, it was definitely a good fight. My only complaint is I really just wish we'd have had a little more on the undercard. I used to like Gabriel Rosado a lot, when I was coming up in boxing. Like, I enjoy watching him fight, but that fight was it was a little lackluster. I'm not hating on him at all, but it just, they didn't really get at it. I mean, he had a late round knockout in their first fight. And it was what it was. And then in the co-main event, man, I do want to talk about. Man, did we have a gnarly fucking knockout. David Morrell Jr. No, not Jr. David Morrell. Oh my God. That hook that he hit Falcao with, man. And we're talking about a guy who's an Olympian and shit. Wham! Just, that guy was out for a minute, bro. Like, that was nasty. I loved the autism awareness trunks that he had on. Oh my God, that knockout was nasty. That dude was out for a minute. Prayers and shout outs to Falcao. I hope that he went better, but man, that dude Morrell is a problem at 160.
Yes.
Son of a bitch, bro.
Nasty.
Any of you guys who were watching Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, let me know in the comments, what were you thinking? What are your thoughts on Ryan saying he wants to go move up to 140, bro?
I mean, at this point, why not, dude? There's money to be made, fights to be made. He could do it. The guy, I mean, the thing about it is a lot of people are now just counting him out, and I don't know why. It's boxing, dude. That was his first loss. These things happen, right? You move around a weight class, do whatever, go out there and get your money. He's still the best in the world, if you ask me. He's only been beaten by one guy. Why not go to 140, tear them all down, make your money, and do what it do, man? You know how it is. It's boxing.
Hey, bro, don't think he didn't get paid for that.
Oh,
he got paid. He got paid. All I'm saying is I just think it was so funny, like leading into that. We heard so much about all the clauses and stuff. I mean, hey man, if you're his manager, you should maybe said fuck that to some of these demands that they were putting in there. So I don't know. It was what it was, bro. Tank came out. He had a great game plan, and man, that body shot was something nasty. And I mean, can't even say nothing. He hit him clean on the chin in the second round and put him on his butt. And then to finish the fight off like that, that's what a true champion does, bro. You finish when the time is right. And so, like I said, it was a hell of a fight. It was great for boxing. I hope that we see more of that. I know we're supposed to get Spence versus Crawford. I really hope that we see that fight. I'm hearing that there's supposed to be another fight for Tyson Fury soon, but Spence versus Crawford, Shakur Stevenson. There's a few names in boxing that really can draw some attention, draw some eyes. I really hope that we can continue to see it. Speaking of drawing things and drawing eyes and all this kind of stuff, what are your thoughts on what we saw with Nate Diaz, bro?
Now I didn't get to see. I know there was a scuffle in the arena, right? There's some
threw
sort
a
of
water bottle that chased him more.
Okay. Now I don't know the YouTuber guys' names. I don't know. I don't really follow all that stuff, but damn it, man, Nate, you gotta think better than that, dude. One, you're a trained combat fighter.
I mean, did you watch the video though?
Yeah, and what I saw, for at least for the guy that he choked out, I don't know his name. At least for that particular thing, what I saw is the guy come up and he was doing this, and it looked like he was saying, "Hey," trying to diffuse the situation, like, "I'm not trying to fight you," because he could have been coming at him, and he wasn't. He was just doing something like this, and Nate slapped his hands down, put him in the thing. I don't know if that's how it started. I don't know what was said, but if I'm watching just the video, Nate didn't have to do all that.
See, now, I disagree, because if you watch that, they were all like the group of guys. Nate was standing off to the side. Most of the fight was like out in the street, and there were a bunch of dudes coming at him when he grabbed this choke. So to be fair, if I'm standing off to the side and there's a brawl going on over here, and you come walking towards me, and there's a bunch of people walking towards me, well, no, sorry, but I might you too.
It just depends on like what the guy's intentions were. If the guy's intentions were saying, "Hey, bro, chill out,"
and come to find out, it's a fellow pro fighter, bro. It's not like we're just talking about some random. The guy was a fighter. I don't know how good of a fighter.
Logan Paul lookalike, right?
Yes, he's a 10th planet blue belt. And
okay, that's something I didn't know. So that definitely could have been a threat to Nate Diaz. He probably knew that and said, "Hey, if this guy gets a hold of me, there could be a problem here." So,
I mean, not to say that Nate doesn't instigate stuff, because, like I said, there was the video of them throwing it, but I mean, it looked like it could have been self-defense in a lot of ways. But we're gonna have to see what's up, because from everything I've heard, New Orleans is a tough state to beat something like that.
Yeah, my thing is just like, dude, you got to think clearer than that. Like you are a high caliber fighter, and you are in the media all the time. People want to hate you, but just don't give them a reason. You know what I mean? Like, you got to, I know things happen fast, and Nate's a gangster. He don't play, but just got to take a second to think a little more clear in those situations, if you ask me, because he could be facing a lot of fucking things right now. And you could be losing that big fight payday with Jake Paul now. So, it's all in jeopardy, depending on what happens. It's just something that, for me, I wouldn't put my shit in jeopardy, is what I'm saying. So think a little faster next time. Think a little clearer. That's all.
I mean, I hear that, but like I said, it also, I mean, again, we can't say that Nate didn't have nothing to do with it starting from what we saw in the video, but at the same time, when the actual fight happened, it did look like he was kind of off to the side away from it when all that shit happened. So I don't know, man. It is what it is. We're going to have to see how it plays out. Hopefully we can get through this, and we'll see what's happened, because in reality, I would shout out to past guest of the show, Jimmy Smith. He brings up a very good point too. A lot of people, you see somebody get choked out, how is a jury going to look at that? Because in reality, in a real self-defense situation, choking somebody's out is probably one of the more safe ways you can end a fight, rather than smashing somebody's face in and shit.
Yeah,
and Nate didn't stomp his face in or anything after he dropped him either.
And I think that's a lot of what matters. He didn't strike him. You know what I mean? He just
he kneed him while he was choking him, but as soon as he went out, he laid him down, and that was it.
Did he lay him down? I don't remember that part. Did he lay him down?
He didn't lay him down, but he
hopefully the guy's head didn't bounce off the street. You know what I mean?
But I mean, dude, you think about if he'd have just like 6-piece the guy up, just and broke his face up, that would have been even worse.
Yeah, there's a lot to unwrap in that case, man. Hopefully he gets through it. Like I said, you don't want to jeopardize your payday, man, and that's a big fight coming up for him. So hopefully that is not on the chopping block, as they say. That would really suck.
Yeah, can't argue that. Can't argue that, dude. It's it just sucks because it's like there's not really much you can say really until they really kind of let us know what's gonna happen, dude. Yeah. It's really up in the air, dude. I don't know. I feel like for the most part, bro, I feel like we've really covered the gamut. We've talked the world title, we've talked Nate, we've talked King Ryan and Gervonta Davis. And what we need to talk about is what's going down this motherfucking weekend, because somebody let me get a microphone again, and I'm going to be calling the fights going down this Saturday in Wayne at the Hype Athletic Center. Lights Out Championship. Past guest of the show, Austin Bashi, is stepping in the cage in that main event. We've also got multiple other of my teammates on there as well. We've got the brother of past guest of the show, Mondo Gutierrez, getting back in the cage. We've got a lot of stuff going down. Even some guy I heard named London. That being said, until next time and in the in-between time, make sure you hit those links. Make sure you check out our sponsors. Make sure you do all those things. Make sure you charge your camera battery, because I certainly didn't. Until next time and in the in-between time, hit that fucking subscribe button. Peace.